Manny's a generational talented fighter. Like, he's accomplished what no other fighter is ever going to accomplish.
Yeah.
Again, but I don't feel like, he did it on his own.
Watching Floyd fight is actually more my style of that perfect boxer.
That's what
when I do a pound for pound ranking, I'm trying to be objective. Pacquiao jumped more weight classes. What he did pound for pound to me was more impressive.
Hard work first. Do it quick. Your mind, your heart, your focus. Let's go.
Your mindset, your passion, your concentration. This is your moment. Let's get it. Floyd Mayweather points out that while speed might decline over time, strength, technique, and legacy stay untouchable, keeping the path to victory wide open.
You lose speed, you may lose athleticism, but that power gonna still be there. Look at George Foreman.
Right.
He believes his accomplishments in the sport surpass those of Floyd Mayweather Jr., adding that he was still able to deliver strong performances even after spending years out of the ring.
Isn't going, bro.
So
if he is, that he makes all the money in the world for a Pacquiao fight and rides off into the sunset a rich man, I wish him the best.
I want to fight somebody. I don't care about the money and all that.
Who you want him to fight?
That's not good with
I don't
Pacquiao.
wanna fight.
Pacquiao just drew with Barrios.
Yeah, and you see what he look like?
Yeah, because they're not on that level
I don't wanna-
anymore.
I
So what do you
Shane.
think's gonna happen here, though? What do we think's gonna happen in Mayweather Pacquiao? Are you interested in it?
Yep.
Is it a good fight?
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah, me
watching.
too.
Yeah, watch it. The first one was awful, but
Yep.
now they're 50 years old. Let's see it.
Nicholas Irving believes that a fight between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao today wouldn't draw much excitement from fans, since the matchup already reached its peak more than a decade ago.
I said, today is his birthday. He just turned 49.
Okay. I mean, granted, Pacquiao and Floyd are still better than a lot of fighters out that are active right now. That's how good they were in their prime, and that's the dedication they had to the sport. But, like, again, no one asked for a Floyd-Pacquiao fight, part 2. We've already watched the first one, and I think that first one should have happened way before in his career. Way before that fight, back when they were both, hungry dogs and not hopping around trying to this fight to keep a whatever record. Pacquiao's my guy too, but I just don't have a desire to watch these two go back at it again. I saw the first one, and it was just like every other Floyd fight after he broke his hand.
Joe Rogan tells Jim Lampley that Manny Pacquiao possesses unmatched power, having dominated across 8 weight divisions with a truly remarkable record.
Kept his power through 8 weight classes. That is just wild. Like, what other fighter can you name that went through 8 different weight classes as a world champion?
I can't. None. No, obvious.
He showcases it with remarkable accuracy.
Punching is not a physical gift. Power punching is a science. Power punching is the product of real technical knowledge. Power punching is about footwork, weight shift, the angle at which you deliver the punch, all sorts of things not directly related to your strength or, quote, power.
Even at this stage of his life, Manny Pacquiao stays driven and resilient, believing that boxing is defined by passion, skill, and commitment rather than age.
Boxing for 4 years. It's good for me, for my body, because I've been I started boxing when I was young, so good for my body to rest for 4 years, and then now I come back. I feel like I'm, the passion, the fire in my eyes, to work hard, like that, is still there.
Training and stepping back into the ring reinvigorates Manny Pacquiao, strengthening his confidence, sharpening his focus, and restoring his sense of purpose.
It's a good thing for me that I have rest. I have time to rest for the longest time in my career. It help a lot for my body and my mind relaxing. And this time around, I am so excited, and feeling like I'm young.
Do you feel you have something to prove in this fight, Manny? I know you've accomplished so much, but do you feel you personally, you want to show something to the world or prove something?
Oh yeah, it's a challenge that they might think that Manny's career is over and he's old like that. So something wrong that I need to prove it, and I'm not done yet.
His trainer, Freddie Roach, believes Manny Pacquiao could defeat Floyd Mayweather Jr. in a rematch and finally display what he wasn't able to show in their first fight due to certain circumstances.
He had turned back the clock maybe 5 years. It looked like he was quicker, sharper, more explosive than I've seen him since pre-Floyd Mayweather fight.
I do agree with you, and he gave up his killer instinct a lot by he didn't want to hurt his opponents, and all he had to do was beat them. And after losing a couple bad decisions, that kind of went away a little. Finally.
So did you see a little more killer instinct?
Definitely, yeah. In this training camp, it was. Even in his last fight, it was a little more. He's shown a little bit more each fight, and then in this training camp.
In his last fight as well, he showed even more, gradually improving with each bout. And in this training camp, Manny Pacquiao has fully dedicated himself to boxing, putting all his attention into the sport and shutting out every distraction from his life.
I miss the sport I love since when I was young, and but it's good for me because when I rest 4 years, like my body is still okay, and then I keep on, even though I hung up my gloves, but I always work out, playing basketball.
Oh, you do still?
Yeah, work out, playing basketball, gym, and badminton, like that. Because my house is I have my own gym. So
that's good.
I can work out, basketball, badminton, like that, doing like that.
But what did Freddie Roach say when you called him and said, "Freddie, we're gonna fight again"? What did he say to you? Remember?
Yeah, he's happy. He's just observing me, and then he saw my speed, my movement, like that, still there.
In training camp, Manny Pacquiao displays incredible speed, moving with sharp precision and agility while highlighting his fast reflexes and explosive boxing ability.
Samahan natin sa laban niya.
Ang isang nag-undergo ng training ay hindi lamang po ito para sa ibang tao o para sa kanino man, kundi para din sa ating sarili. We undergo training because we want to learn more and we want to improve ourselves.
Manny Pacquiao enters training with complete determination, preparing himself for a potential second clash with Floyd Mayweather Jr. This time, his entire focus is on preparation, leaving behind past distractions, injuries, and setbacks. Every punch, movement, and drill is intentional, designed to build speed and power while maintaining control, safety, and precision. He trains with strict discipline, refining his timing, footwork, and overall strategy to ensure he is performing at his highest level without taking unnecessary risks. His mindset is clear and focused. This rematch is about skill, execution, and concentration. Fully committed, he approaches every session with intensity, aiming to deliver his best while protecting both his body and his legacy.
The time comes, come to my mind, my heart, I'm busy, I'm tired. Then forget about boxing. Yeah, right? But as long as you have passion, dedication,
you have fire, then yeah.
Yes, of course. But look at your body also. Sometimes your mind is active, but your body gets.
Mine stopped a long time ago.
So that's why I'm trying.
Nicholas Irving explains that if a fight between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. was truly going to happen, it should have taken place over a decade ago when both fighters were at their peak and the boxing world was fully invested in the matchup. Instead, the bout never came together at that time, and now, more than 10 years later, public interest has faded significantly. According to Irving, the renewed talk of a rematch feels less like a genuine competitive showdown and more like an effort to manufacture a spectacle for fans. He argues that this timing takes away from the fight's authenticity, turning it into something that feels more commercial than a true clash between two prime-era champions.
I think it just, beating up, Mike Tyson and the whole Pacquiao thing, just like no one asked for it.
No, and in terms of the Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao fight, I'm with you, and I am a boxing fan. When they fought the first time, it was 5 years too late.
Exactly.
It's been 11 years since that first fight.
Damn. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Like a legit 11 year. I think they fought somewhere 2016.
Yeah.
Maybe 2015, 2016. This is the fight nobody asked for.
Yeah.
And if y'all didn't make that fight worth watching when you were 11 years young.
Sean Porter recently shared his view on the upcoming matchup between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr., suggesting that the significance of Manny stepping into this fight may not be as impactful as it seems. According to Porter, the main motivation for Floyd Mayweather Jr. returning to the ring is largely financial. He highlights that Floyd's public image throughout his career has been closely tied to wealth, luxury, and a lifestyle built around private jets, expensive purchases, and high-profile appearances. Porter further notes that many of Mayweather's major career decisions have often been influenced by the goal of maximizing earnings, rather than focusing purely on competition or legacy.
You see a fighter retire and then come back, don't jump to the conclusion that that fighter is broke. Don't jump to the conclusion that that fighter don't know what else to do with their lives. Understand that that fighter has put in countless hours and days and years, upwards to the 30 and 40, and when that person says, I'm going back to work, that's essentially what they're doing. They're just going back to work. Can't be too mad at it.
I think the main thing, I don't know how much people are mad and hate Manny, but Floyd's whole persona was, I print money. I'm bigger than the dollar.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
I got a private jet. I got a house here, mansion here. Everything was money, 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 money. And people watch Floyd for majority of his career for him to lose.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you lost all that money. People just want to see him
Right.
Floyd lose because of the persona he built up. Floyd Money Mayweather.
Sean Porter further explains that a true rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao was never really part of Mayweather's original plan. After their first fight, he argues, Mayweather clearly established his superiority and then moved on without leaving room for a second bout at the time. According to Porter, this decision reflected Floyd's mindset of controlling his career path after securing a definitive victory. The idea of a new fight today, he suggests, is driven less by competition and more by financial opportunity, aimed at generating revenue, attracting fan interest, and capitalizing on the long-standing curiosity surrounding their rivalry. While Manny's involvement may still excite audiences, Porter believes the true motivation behind the matchup is rooted in Mayweather's business-first approach and his continued focus on maximizing financial gain.
Forced at almost 50 years old to come out of retirement to jeopardize his own, which he never really wanted to jeopardize. He never wanted to give Pacquiao his rematch. I beat him.
Yeah.
I walked away in his mind and with a record to back it up. It's an art. He has a seat at the table of the greatest who ever did it. I don't think he ever wanted to jeopardize it. And so if you're coming back having to jeopardize it when you didn't really want to, and people could argue it's not jeopardized, he'll always beat Pacquiao 7 days a week and all that. That's a different dynamic.
I don't think a rematch was needed at the time either.
Well, it's not needed now.
Yeah, but back then, yeah.
Yeah, it's not needed now. So I think there's a difference though between, I'm fighting for money. Yes, I'm still in my prime or close to it. I can still operate at the highest level, and I'm coming back because I owe people money and I need to get back.
Meanwhile, Paulie Malignaggi and Chris Algieri break down Manny Pacquiao's power and technique, pointing out that even at 47, his punches still land with noticeable impact. Malignaggi describes Pacquiao's shots as feeling like bricks, combining both speed and force. He explains that while many fighters depend only on quickness, Pacquiao blends speed with sharp snap, allowing his punches to carry real damage even at this stage of his career. Both analysts reflect on how Pacquiao looked in his bout against Mario Barrios. After a 4.5-year layoff, he was still able to throw heavy punches, although the explosive snap from his prime was slightly reduced. Malignaggi also notes that Barrios' limited reaction at times made Pacquiao appear more effective, as Barrios often only threw when set in position, giving Pacquiao clearer openings to land his shots.
Keith Thurman, Pacquiao has bricks in his gloves. Like they're just hard.
At 47, even 40, even at 40, yeah, that snap.
The snap. The difference is. So I always said this about Pacquiao. But how's he punch? I'm like, he punches good. He's very, very fast. But also at the end of that is a brick. Because you could be really fast, you hit somebody with a feather, it's not, it'll get you reacted. No, he hits you, it's like, boom, whoa. And again, I'm not the only person who says it. Thurman said the same thing. Another guy that he fought way older and at 147.
But it wasn't the Pacquiao that, again, the way he looked against Barrios was very different, man. He was pushing his punch. I never saw him push out punches because he couldn't generate the speed and the snap.
Also never saw him at their 4.5 years.
Chris Algieri and Paulie Malignaggi also discuss how age impacts a boxer's ability to produce speed, noting that after years away from the ring, even an elite fighter like Manny Pacquiao cannot fully recreate the explosive snap he had in his 20s or 30s. However, they emphasize that while pure speed naturally declines, his timing, placement, and punching accuracy still make a strong impact, showing his deep technical mastery. The conversation then shifts toward legacy, suggesting that a potential rematch with Floyd Mayweather Jr. would carry more personal significance for the fighters themselves than for the wider public. While fans may debate its importance, the result would likely serve as a final statement in both of their careers. Overall, the discussion highlights Manny Pacquiao's lasting power, high-level boxing intelligence, and a legacy that remains strong even in the later stages of his career.
You're gonna snap your punches, if you come back at 30 years old from 20 years old, But 47, he wasn't snapping no punches.
He threw him hard enough because Barrios didn't do anything.
Barrios sucks. He doesn't throw any punches.
Barrios he's not gonna throw punches because
Barrios also has to set himself the way he wants to set himself, put his hands in a certain position, his feet in a certain position, and then he throws punches. Like he basically announces to the whole world, hey, okay, I'm gonna throw a punch now. So, it's not the same thing. There was no reaction from Barrios because Barrios won't react unless he's in a set position to punch. He will not punch unless he's in any other position. So yeah, sometimes Pacquiao's hands can put him out of position. Barrios will have a punch out of when he's out of position. He's just not that kind of guy.
This idea too, and you brought it up about Pacquiao saying, "I'm gonna give him that L. This is gonna carry that. He's gonna carry this with him the rest of his life." Is legacy secure at this point?
Yeah.
If Mayweather loses, should he, which is certainly possible in September.
Dan Rafael explains that the fight between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. has been deliberately scheduled, with both fighters' timelines aligned to make a potential September 19th matchup at Sphere Las Vegas possible. He emphasizes that this timing is not coincidental. Instead, it is structured to give both fighters enough preparation time, while also building maximum anticipation among fans. The selected venue further reflects the scale of the event, aiming to turn the bout into a high-profile spectacle rather than a standard boxing match.
In an exhibition bout, also probably in April, but in a different location. And it sets them up on the same time schedule where if they're going to do a rematch, September 19th at the Sphere in Las Vegas. The fact that Netflix is doing it is not surprising at all. That's always been what they've been talking about doing. I think both fighters and everybody involved understands that it's one thing when everybody wanted to see the fight in 2015, he put it on pay-per-view and it's going to be a blockbuster, which it was. They charged $100 for the pay-per-view, the biggest price ever for a pay-per-view. And it set every conceivable record that you could think of in terms of gate, boxing, pay-per-view buys, overall revenue, the sponsorships, the merchandise. You pick a metric and it broke the record. That would not be the case now, 11 years down the road, since they first fought in 2015. So they needed somebody to put up big money, and it really fits the profile of what Netflix is trying to do.
Dan Rafael highlights that Netflix plays a key role in promoting the fight between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr., noting that it follows the platform's trend of backing major global events that attract massive public attention. Unlike traditional boxing broadcasts that depend heavily on pay-per-view audiences, Netflix provides a worldwide reach, exposing the fight to a much broader and more diverse viewership. He adds that this collaboration makes sense because both fighters are legendary figures whose matchup already carries significant hype and media interest. The discussion also emphasizes that the event is driven as much by business strategy as by sport. From carefully aligning schedules to selecting a high-profile venue and partnering with a global streaming platform, every element is designed to maximize financial returns and international visibility. According to Rafael, the combination of timing, media strategy, and venue choice transforms the fight into something bigger than boxing, positioning it as a cultural moment with lasting historical significance.
Want to do big events, and whatever you want to say about it, maybe not for guys like me or you who are involved in doing boxing related stuff on a daily basis, but for the regular person that's scrolling through Netflix to see what's on a weekend night, they're going to look and say, oh, Mayweather Pacquiao, I know those guys. They're as famous as any boxers in the world. And if it doesn't cost me any extra money and I'm just paying my normal subscription, yeah, I'll check it out. And it's going to do big numbers. That's why Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson did the numbers it did. And that's why, you know, we saw them be interested in a fight like Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua and the other events that they have done. Tyson Fury's come back as they try to, you know, build up more in the UK. And this is going to be the same situation. They put out a lot of money to do the fight, but not as much as what obviously they generated in 2015. And, you know, it will be, it'll be a big event, but how much of a fight it will be, who the heck?
And that wraps up today's video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned and see you next time.